So today it's my privilege to introduce Dr. Sam Browd for the Theodore Kurze Lecture. Sam is a neurosurgeon at the University of Washington and Seattle Children's Hospital, and a true innovator. He's co-founded multiple startups, developed products named Time's Inventions of the Year, and is leading efforts to bring AI and immersive technologies into neurosurgical education. His work reflects the creativity and vision this lecture celebrates. Please welcome Sam Browd to the stage.
Well, thank you, everybody. I just want to say quick thanks to the AANS and leadership team, in particular, Dr. Conley, for having me do this lecture today. I'm going to talk a bit about artificial intelligence and the emergence of the neuroeconomy. Quick disclosure. We're living in one of the most amazing but frenetic times in human history. The amount of information coming at us, it's interwoven in every dimension of our life at all hours of the day and night. New technologies, the way the world is transforming, it's happening at a pace we've never seen before. Autonomous vehicles, drones, VR, sensing, quantum compute. It's hard to comprehend. I often, quite frankly, feel I can't keep up on a day-to-day basis with what's happening. It's a bit overwhelming. If you just look around, there's ChatGPT, there's Claude, Grok, there's co-pilots. Many of us remember this guy. And now there's agents emerging that are going to help and control different parts of our lives and our work, solving problems autonomously. There's multimodal AI. It's coming at us from every single direction. Everything is being digitized. We created 90 times more data in a single day than throughout all of humanity before 2003. It's astounding. We go from text to video. This is from OpenAI, their Sora. You put in pirate ships battling in a cup of coffee. Video to text, computer vision labeling. Some of you might have a Tesla. Auto drive is a pretty cool function. They've mapped the world. We're making up data, synthetic data, to try and understand the real world. We're folding proteins computationally and getting Nobel Prizes for this work. There's generative biology. We're able to edit and change genes at will. They're robots, quite frankly, scary, walking around, dancing. They've gotten better just in the last year in ways that are absolutely unimaginable. People are talking about them taking our jobs. There's automation of knowledge workers. People who used to code are no longer needed because computers can do it themselves. Is this the beginning of autonomy? There are companies worth trillions of dollars building new compute. There's a data center or server farm popping up in every rural community in the United States. We're talking about not having enough energy to run all of the computers. So now we're starting to talk about putting them into outer space, where it's cold and there's unlimited energy. Every human being now has computers all over them, in our pockets, on our bodies, in our beds, tracking sleep, temperature, vital signs, every imaginable biomarker. And now brain-computer interface. You can recover from a stroke and then play Pong. This is a BCI study from our institution at the University of Washington. My partner, Jeff Ojman, did this in a patient just last week. We're going to put things into people understand thoughts, fix disease. As Elon said, is this an attempt to prevent AI from taking over humanity? We're trying to model the world computationally, world models that lead to physical AI. Do all of these efforts lead to the integration of man and machine, the so-called merge? These are societal changing, world changing technologies. Science fiction is nearing reality. And the question is, how do we keep up as individuals, as neurosurgeons, as a profession? So evolution, as humans, our story has moved through different epochs, from prehistory to the 1500s, tools like the wheel, the printing press, shifting from survival to knowledge transmission. 1500s, 1800s, physical economy, agriculture, trade, resource-driven value. 1800s to 1950s, the industrial age, machines, scaling output. 1950 to 2010, the information age, digitization, and connectivity globally now with almost zero latency. 2010 to 2020, the early intelligence era, deep learning, high-dimensional computation. Enter the large language models, ChatGPT-1, June 2018. ChatGPT, November 2022. LLMs now are reaching or exceeding human-level performance. And now we're in the generative and agentic intelligence era. This is exponential. Large models, generative systems, autonomous agents, multimodal AI, robotics, all converging simultaneously. So neurosurgery, what does this mean for neurosurgery? Every day we generate immense amounts of intelligence about human behavior and neurologic function across health and disease. But what we collect isn't just surface level. Within raw signals lies layers of unrealized knowledge and value. Take imaging, for example. An MRI is not just a picture. It's resonance data encoding biology, physics, metabolism. Each voxel contains signals we're only beginning to interpret and leverage. This extends across all the domains in neurosurgery: vascular, flow and dynamics, functional neurosurgery, cognitive and behavioral, markers, trauma, injury, recovery, pediatrics, development, plasticity, spine, biomechanics, oncology, evolving biology in real time. Every signal, every image, every intraoperative moment is multidimensional and largely unexploited. What's changing is this: for the first time, intelligence itself is scalable. We're no longer just collecting intelligence, we can traverse, model, and combine at scale. Discovery is shifting from hypothesis, test, conclusion to continuous synthesis, simulation, and optimization. These are virtuous loops that will cycle. We've moved from classical science to what a friend of mine, Eric Larson, has called generative epistemology. Insight's no longer derived, it's generated across vast possibility spaces, which means the intelligence that we already generate, imaging, electrophysiology, intraoperative signals, clinical trajectories, is no longer archival, it becomes the substrate for discovery. Dario from Anthropic coined the term the compressed century. Technology's compounding. For decades and decades of progress happen in just a few years' time. Not because we have new intelligence, but because we can finally use what we already have. That puts neurosurgery in a unique position. We're not just adjacent to the shift, we're unknowingly empowering it. The next breakthroughs won't come from a single discovery. They'll come from unlocking the latent intelligence already in our systems. Our economic and moral value has always been understood, emanating from the operating room, one-to-one encounters, operating, seeing patients. The future expands beyond RVUs. The concept of the neuroeconomy is emerging in global policy and academic discourse, including venues like the World Economic Forum. It spans brain health, neurologic care, neurotechnology, BCI, AI and computational neuroscience, cognitive enhancement, digital therapeutics, and mental health. Brain disorders already represent one of the largest global burdens. Advances in sensing, AI, precision therapeutics are creating entirely new markets around brain performance, resilience, and repair. The brain is no longer just a medical frontier, it's a driver of human capital, and neuroscience and neurosurgery sit at the center of this expanding multi-trillion-dollar economy. So how do we position ourselves? Neurosurgeons are at the epicenter. We generate and interpret the highest fidelity neural intelligence, develop and implant transformative technologies, operate at the intersection of biology, engineering, and computation. Our value extends beyond the one-to-one encounter. We're not just operators, we're intelligence creators, stewards, inventors, infrastructure builders. We generate data sets that power AI, we enable new platforms, we shape computational models of the brain, we guide translation into clinical and even eventually consumer applications. As this technology matures, neurosurgeons will not just operate, we need and must build and lead. In 2023, we sought to explore more deeply the emergence of AI in neurosurgery. In collaboration with organized neurosurgery and luminaries in the field of computer science, including Craig Mundy, the 2024 Cushing Orator, the first national meeting devoted to this topic occurred in Palo Alto. The culmination of this meeting and others led to the recognition that our specialty needed a place to focus on the exponential growth of AI and the unprecedented impact these technologies will have on our field. With support from all the major neurosurgical societies and in founding partnership with the AANS, the Foundation for Digital Neurosurgery arose. We recognized the need for a place to converge where neurosurgeons, scientists, AI leaders, data companies, medtech regulators align, not in parallel, but together. Our mission, unite the neurosurgical community, guide the development and use of emerging technologies, AI, robotics, BCI, and create the framework to ensure insights accumulate over time to improve care and advance human understanding. We envision a future where shared standards and interoperability of technology happen, connect insight to trustworthy AI and the full spectrum of neurotechnologies. We would like to see continuous learning where advances in digital neuroscience reach every patient and this intelligence builds across generations. We start with what matters, rules and ethics, what's measured, protected, responsibly deployed. Governance, working with regulatory and global bodies to define ownership, transparency, and accountability. Security, protecting intelligence that reflects cognition and human state. But we also recognize that the future won't be defined by policy alone. It will be built. The foundation is where builders converge, neurosurgeons generating ground truth, AI leaders building intelligence systems, data companies structuring new asset classes, medtech partners scaling solutions, where policy and innovation are developed together, where government, industry, neurosurgery collaborate, not in silos, but with shared responsibility. Neuroscience now sits at the center of a broader transformation linking biology, intelligence, and technology. The foundation is where that convergence becomes real, place to meet, place to align, a place to build. This is a moment where neurosurgery decides whether it will simply adapt to the future or architect it. Our history suggests the latter. The Foundation for Digital Neurosurgery is not just a forum, it's a place where a field comes together to define the rules, build the infrastructure, and lead the creation of the neuroeconomy. If we lead together, we can ensure that intelligence derived from the human nervous system is shaped by those who understand it best, the people in this room. This is our moment. This is a foundation built for all of us here. Let's build what comes next together. I appreciate your attention. Thank you.